Hi guys, in today's session we are going to learn illumination model. So it's the last topic of module 3, very important concept for your exam. Okay, so we'll start now. So in case of the illumination model, so if you want to see, basically if you want to see any object, we need a light source. Okay, by using this light source only we can see any kind of object, right? So obviously based the light source only we can see any object. So for example, we can take it as sun. Okay, if this light source falls on any object, depends upon the reflection, we are going to see that object, we are going to see the particular object. So in this topic, so it's very necessary to find out the particular object light intensity either by the reflection or by the direct light source. So here this illumination model or lighting model or shading model, okay, illumination model, lighting model or shading model is used to calculate the intensity of light at surface point of the object. Okay, so every object has, so we can consider that this is one object. Okay, we can consider this as an object. So every object has the number of surfaces. Okay, so each surfaces has a number of point. Every object has a number of surfaces and each surface has a number of points. So in order to find particular point light intensity, we are using this illumination model. So the basic use of illumination model is that in order to find a particular point light intensity, it means we are going to find out the light intensity at each and every point of this object. So this is the basic use of the illumination model. So here you can consider this example. Okay, so if you want to see this object, so this is one object. So if you want to see this object, so by using the direct light source, so sun is the direct light source. So when this light it falls on this object, then definitely we can see this object, or by the reflection of nearby object. It means the sunlight it falls on this object and this reflection of this object it falls on this object, and this is the viewing position. Okay, this is the, it means in this point we are observing this object, so we can see this object based upon the direct light source or by the reflection of light by the another object. So by this light sources, by this combination of light sources, we are viewing this object. Okay, so we need, it means it's very important to calculate the total intensity of this object. So by using this illumination model, we can see the total intensity of this object. Light source can be classified into two types, that is point source as well as the distributed light source. So point source means for the rays, or this is light, okay, the rays are distributed radically among all the points. It means it is distributed among all the points. So for example, you can take it as sun. Okay, so the next one is distributed light source. For distributed light source, you can take tube light as an example. Okay, so in this case the light will be distributed in all the direction. Okay, so in particular direction the light will be distributed. So here the light will be distributed in this direction. So for that we can call it as a distributed light source. Okay, so if you want to see any object, how we can analyze the light intensity of that object? Light intensity. So this is the object. Okay, this is your object. This is your object. So if light falls on any object or on this object, so this object it will absorb some amount of light and it will reflect some amount of light. So this absorption as well as the reflection depends upon the properties of the object. Okay, so when light falls on this object, the some portion of light is going to be absorbed and some portion of the light is going to be reflected, and this absorption and reflection, we can call it as a properties of light. Okay, so for example, if you take this shiny surface, okay, or the rough surface, okay, first I will explain this shiny surface. Okay, this is an object. Okay, when light falls on this shiny surface, okay, so it absorbs some amount of light. It absorbs some amount of light and it reflects huge amount of light, but the reflection of light will be huge in case of the shiny surface, whereas if you consider this rough surface, okay, so if you consider the rough surface here, when light falls on the rough surface, okay, or grainy surface, we can call it as a grainy surface also, okay, when light falls on this grainy surface, so it absorbs huge amount of light. The surface, it will absorb huge amount of light and it reflects small amount of light. So whereas in case of the shiny surface, so absorption of light will be less, but the reflection of light will be more. But in case of the rough or the grainy surface, absorption of light will be more, but the reflection of light will be less. So this is the difference between the shiny as well as the rough surface. Okay, now let's learn about types of reflection. So it consists of diffuse reflection as well as the specular reflection. So first I will explain the diffuse reflection. Okay, so in case of the diffuse reflection, when light falls on any grainy surface, so this is a grainy surface or the rough surface. Okay, so in case of, I already explained, in case of the rough surface, it absorbs huge amount of light but it reflects small amount of light. So when light is incident on this grainy surface, so what it will happen is that the reflection of light, okay, will with equal brightness, okay, the brightness will be equal in all the points. Okay, so this is related to your diffuse reflection. So whereas in this case, so it is independent of viewing position. It means that equal brightness from all the direction. For example, that in a diffuse reflection, wherever you can stand, you can if you stand here or you can stand here, so that you will get the equal brightness of light in all the direction. So that's why we can call it as, in diffuse reflection, it is independent of viewing position. Wherever you might stand, you will get the equal amount of light in all the direction. But the main thing in case of the diffuse reflection is that the light portion with respect to the surface orientation is very important. It means that surface orientation is dependent. Okay. Okay, so this is your surface orientation. Okay, this surface orientation is dependent, whereas that viewing position is independent in case of the diffuse reflection. Okay, so now you can observe that when light falls on any object, okay, this is your object. So I will explain here. Okay, so when light falls on any object, so here the light is incidented perpendicular to this object. Okay, this is the perpendicular line here. Okay, so the light is incidented perpendicular to this object. So this is your oblique line. This is your oblique line. Okay, so this is your oblique line. So whereas in this case, the brightness will be proportional to the theta. This is the theta between the perpendicular line as well as the oblique line. So that brightness will be proportional to the cos theta. So because the surface is perpendicular to the light direction. Okay, so here this brightness is perpendicular to the cos theta because the surface is perpendicular to the light direction. So this is more illuminated because light is directly placing on this object. Okay, so that light is placing directly on this object. So that's why we can calculate this reflected intensity at a point on a surface by using this formula. Okay, so here KD IP cos theta. So KD, it represents the diffuse reflection coefficient. So KD, it represents the diffuse reflection coefficient. So that IP means what? The point of light intensity. Whereas cos theta means what? Here we are having the two angles, that is here N as well as the L. Okay, N means what? The perpendicular line angle, whereas that L, it represents the oblique line angle. Okay, so very simple. N, it represents the surface normal. L, it represents the light direction. Okay, it's very simple that when light is incidented on this object, so that how we can calculate this reflected intensity. By using this formula, we can calculate this reflected intensity coefficient. That's it. Okay, this is your perpendicular line and this is your oblique line. So when light is incidented on this perpendicular line, this as well as this oblique line, the brightness, it is proportional to the cos theta, because that surface, this surface is perpendicular to the light direction. So that's why we can calculate all these things by using this formula. That's it. So the next concept is that specular reflection. In types of reflection, we are having the two types, that is diffuse reflection as well as the specular reflection. So whereas in case of the specular reflection, when light falls on any object, okay, in case of the specular reflection, the reflection of light will be brighter in some point. Okay, here in this point you will get the more brightness, whereas in this point you will get some less brightness. Okay, so in this way you will get the variation of the brightness. Okay, so in this point the brightness will be higher. Brightness will be higher. So here this is related to your specular reflection. So now I will explain this illumination model as well as the lightning model formula. Okay. So now I will explain this illumination model formula. Okay. So when light source falls on a particular object. Okay. This is your light source. When light source falls on a particular object. So here O of x comma y. So this is the point we need to find out the light intensity. Okay, so when light source falls on this object, in this point we need to find out the light intensity. So V, it represents that viewing direction. It means in this point we are viewing. So in this point we are observing. Okay, so this is the point. In this point we need to find out the light intensity, and here we are observing this object, whereas N represents the surface normal vector. For that, how we can calculate the light intensity after diffusion? So the formula is function of SL, the theta rho plus vector. Whereas here SL, it represents the intensity of the light source, whereas the theta, it represents the angle between this the light source as well as the normal vector, whereas rho, it represents the reflectivity coefficient. Okay, whereas the pi, it represents the angle between the viewing position as well as the normal vector. Okay, so AV means what? It's called as the ambient light. Okay, so what is meant by this ambient light? I will explain. So AV means what? That ambient light intensity. So ambient light means what? So it consists of, for example, you can consider that this is one object, second object as well as the third object. But here in this case, in ambient light, there is no light source. Okay, there is no proper light source, but based on the reflection of light from the first object as well as the reflection of light from the second object, then we are viewing this object. Based on the reflection only we are viewing the particular object, but not on the proper light source. That concept we can call it as an ambient light. So therefore the illumination model or the diffusion of the light intensity formula is, I will explain once again, is equal to function of SL theta rho pi plus, okay, so SL means what? Intensity of the light source. Okay, theta means the angle between the light falls on the object as well as the normal vector. Rho, it represents the reflectivity coefficient, whereas that pi, it represents the angle between the normal vector as well as the viewing position, and AV, it represents the ambient light source. Okay, very simple. So the next is that ideal diffuse reflector. So this ideal diffuse reflector, it's also called as the Lambert reflector. Okay. So the formula for that diffuse reflector, we have already studied that function of SL theta rho pi plus AV. So the same thing for the ideal diffuse reflector. Before that, ideal diffuse reflector is equal to function of pi theta rho SL plus ambient light. Okay, so here in case of the ideal diffuse reflector, the intensity will be same. It means in all the point the intensity will be same. When light falls on any object, so that the intensity of light will be same in case of ideal diffuse reflector. But in case of that IDR, it means ideal diffuse reflector, we are neglecting this value. Okay, the value will be neglected. This value will be neglected in ideal diffuse reflector. So the formula it become ideal diffuse reflector is equal to function of theta rho SL plus ambient light. So that ambient light intensity after deflection is that ambient light intensity after deflection is equal to KD into IA. So that KD means what? Diffuse reflection coefficient. Okay, diffuse reflection coefficient. Okay, IA means what? We all know that it's the ambient light intensity. This value, it ranges between the 1 as well as the 0. But the thing is that if this KD, it means this diffuse reflection value or the coefficient value, if it is nearer to 1 means the reflection will be more. If that diffuse reflection coefficient, if it is equal to 0 means the reflection is less. Equal to 0 means what? The reflection is less. Whereas if it is equal to or nearer to 1 means what? The reflection will be more. Okay. So here the intensity of the light source after reflection will be KD IL cos theta. So we can calculate this by using the cosine function. Okay, if the intensity of light source, if it is after the reflection, will be calculated by using this cosine function. So when the light source falls on any object, so all these things it will be represented by using this cosine function. Okay, so here if the intensity is high, okay, if the intensity is high, then the cos value is equal to 0. When the intensity value is low, then the cos value is equal to 90 degree. So here next we can calculate the total intensity after reflection. So what are all the formulas that we got till now is that diffuse intensity. The first formula is that diffuse is equal to function of SL of theta rho pi plus ambient light. Okay, I'll write the same thing. So the next ideal diffuse reflector, it means here we are neglecting the in ideal diffuse reflector we are neglecting this value. So after deflection it will be ambient light deflection, so it will be KD into IA. So that KD represents the diffuse reflection coefficient. Okay, so this is your second equation. Okay, next is that intensity of the light source after reflection is that KD into IL cos theta. Okay, into IL cos theta. This is your third equation. Okay, since there is also high diffusion. Okay, so here, so that the total diffusion it will be just add equation 2 as well as the 3. Okay, very simple. So in some textbook they have mentioned that in spite of KD they have represented it as A. Okay, A means what? Very simple, that ambient light coefficient. That's it. Okay, Ka. So Ia plus Kd IL cos theta. Very important concept for your exam. Please go through it properly. So thank you.